Well, she must have been a teacher at the sumo school because her pupils were absolutely fucking huge. And she must have fell from heaven because whenever she moved, she'd end up sprawled across the floor like she'd just fallen through the roof. She believed if you held a shell suit to your ear, that you could hear Merseyside. And depending on the light, she could have been anywhere between 16 and 75. The city where it always rains is looking strange of late, where once the sky was full of clouds, now it's full of cranes. And she wants to see the city skyline sunset drunk just one last time before the tombstone skyscrapers high-rise and ruin the horizon. And so she climbs to the highest point on an invisible ticket to Cornbrook tram stop platform with a bottle of throwing up liquid, a bag of something wicked and a joint between her teeth so she can sit and blow a smoky kiss to the city's quickly sinking streets. But somehow, somewhere through town, she just grinds to a halt. The smoke takes hold and she shuts down just like C-3PO. And the poor Spice Girl looks like she doesn't move at all. The streets around her change so fast now it looks like she's stood still, and the poor Spice Girl looks like she's been paused in a picture, and now every time she blinks the world looks different. And she'll come round in some odd future that she doesn't understand. The past she knew so distant now, it may as well have never happened. Falling over in slow motion, she may as well sleep where she lies, because Suella told me the homeless, they're mostly claustrophobic. They actually prefer to be outside. Honestly, everything's fine. Here comes your man, the provider, the supplier, and the silver-tongued speaker of lies. He rescues you from the gutter and you shuffle through the bustle looking just like two wrestlers intertwined. He has eyes like thumb holes in dough, eyes like a fat man's belly buttons, deep and hollow. He has eyes like wormholes in time, struggling to see past the last 20 years of his life. He's got a face like one of those magic eye paintings from the 90s. It's all spots and blotches that just don't make no fucking sense until 4 in the morning when you're completely off your head and he suddenly appears to be the best friend you've ever had, dripping with sweat, wearing nothing but a vest, jogging bottoms and a facial scar, hopping on one leg and holding a stolen roller carpet underneath his arm. He was gagging for a shite as he asked me for a light and the tinfoil off my chocolate bar. Man, the poor motherfucker. He must have been clucking like the boot of Bernard Matthews' car. Back to the flat with a mattress so tatty it looks like a sleeping bag left in the road. But it doesn't matter if the flat feels cold when the needle feels just like home. And that broke-east-facing window with its glorious view of the protruding finger of Beetham Tower that seems to scream, fuck you. The equivalent of this on a Monopoly board would be you owning a shitty little plastic house on Old Kent Road and me owning fucking Waddingtons. And the Daily Mail neighbours in the flats above can't understand how something so incredibly rough could be capable of falling in love, but people in glass houses shouldn't throw rocks. Every city has a secret city hidden underneath it, but it's not the gritty underground that the tourists seek. It is that other neighbourhood, the one we dare not speak of, the one that the estate agents did not want you to see. We've just made begging illegal because they'll only spend it on smack, says the man with the golden handshake who's just bought up all the land. Yeah, drugs are bad. But I can think of something even more addictive than smack, and that's money. If you give a man a fish, that man will have fish for his tea. But if you teach a man to fish, he will wipe out the fucking species. And what's the difference between a diamond and a shard of broken glass when both will only leave you with blood all over your hands? Yeah, greed is an addiction. Addiction's a disease. And yet only one of these has an addictive personality. Fucking please. We constantly remind addicts about the damage to their health. And yet the rich won't give a shit when they hurt someone else. And we won't ignore the addicts. We offer them support. But who's watching these megalomanic, psychopathic motherfuckers? Nobody. Yeah, drugs destroy your body and they'll hurt the ones around you. But just one fat cunt with a checkbook can destroy a fucking town. Oh, look. This neighbourhood is rife with prostitutes and crime. Let's build some affordable housing that they can't afford to buy and let them die. And now, cleaning up the dead people must be somebody's fucking job. But the cocaine wanker in the penthouse suite hasn't got a gambling problem. Now it's the addicts. It's the homeless families. They're all on the rob because people in crack houses shouldn't smoke rocks. Cheers.